Are you tired of not having good teammates in trials?
Alright, this is not cool.
Are you tired of teammates that leave mid-game, making the teams imbalanced? Or are you annoyed by teammates who don't know what they're doing? Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the best solo player builds, a build that can take you flawless or make you look like an MVP in all of PvP. By the end of this video, you'll be a one-man army. But before we get into the video, a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, Ace Defender. Guys, I've been playing the mobile game Ace Defender, which is a high quality simulation role-playing game, which combines authentic turn-based RPG battle with tower defense elements. This game has a traditional RPG storyline. It includes 40 plus chapters, which is nearly 2,000 levels. And the storyline is well written. It begins with a rebellion in the Dragon Clan, which throws off the balance of good and evil. This is where the heroes are summoned by the Silver Dragon Princes, who use the creation crystals to bring the mightiest heroes to fight the evil. But wait. Don't think that this game is a basic one and done style game. There are so many things to do, such as joining 5 hero factions, which are Divine, Demon, Shadow, Nature, and Light, all of which have their own unique hero background stories. Also, you have the ability to choose between 478 different heroes and an additional 2 heroes being released every 2 weeks. Being able to play between PvE, where you can explore dungeons and regions, collecting rare materials, engage in trials, or just level up your heroes to make them stronger. But as someone who loves PvP, Ace Defender allows you to fight against other players within your server, or you can always battle across other servers with multiple lineups. But that's not it. If you sign up now using the code in the description below, you will get 10 Royal Recruit tickets, which can be used to acquire new heroes. And those recruit tickets can be used when you enter the tavern. Again, guys, this is a great game, and if you're looking for a new mobile SRPG, you should give Ace Defender a look, and my download link will be down below. Again, huge shout out to Ace Defender for sponsoring this video, but with that, let's get back into the PvP build. Now, let's start this build off with picking the right subclass. The one-man army build revolves around Bottom Tree Arc Warlock, the Attunement of Elements. This Warlock subclass recently got buffed in the most recent patch, and guys, the changes that were made turned this subclass from a C tier into an A tier overnight. Now, to quickly cover the perks, for the Attunement of Elements, we have the perk Rising Storm, which electrocuting an enemy will grant you super, grenade, and melee energy. Next, we have Landfall, in which casting your Storm Trance will fire 5 arc ground projectiles. This is a very noticeable buff and can be extremely deadly when you're surrounded by enemies. Just to show you how strong it is, here it is destroying a Titan bubble while he's inside with a bunch of his buddies. They stood no chance. Next, we have the perk Electrostatic Surge, which allows your rift to last longer. Also, it charges faster and you run faster when allies are nearby. As someone who has a run and gun playstyle, this perk became my favorite. When you're near your teammates, you'll see a noticeable boost in speed. It feels like you're wearing transversal steps without wearing transversal steps. Sure, you might be near teammates and they might not be assisting you in the gunfights, but hey, at least you'll be receiving some class ability energy and movement speed. Lastly, we have the perk Arc Soul, which is going to be the bread and butter of this build. When you activate your rift, this now grants you and any ally that uses your rift an Arc Soul to aid in battle. On the topic of Arc Soul, this recently got buffed, moving it from a 12-second perk to a 13-second perk, and the fire rate was increased by 10%. Now, this build is going to focus on utilizing Arc Soul as much as possible. So 2 things you want to focus on is having max recovery. This is going to allow you to use your rift more often. The second thing you want to do is stay near teammates as much as possible. This is going to allow us to double dip into the perk Electrostatic Surge, and by having max recovery, this is going to amplify how often we can have our rift available. Now, using this subclass alone isn't going to make us a one-man army. We're going to need to pair this with an exotic, and that exotic is going to be none other than the Getaway Artist. The Getaway Artist comes with the exotic perk Dynamic Duo, in which consuming your grenade will grant you a Super Arc Soul for 20 seconds. Now, if you're wondering what Super Arc Soul is, it is going to be an arc buddy that deals 11 points of damage 5 times, essentially dealing a total of 55 damage. Now, I know.
Brave, what's the difference between Super Arc Soul and Arc Soul?
Well, to put it in simpler terms, Super Arc Soul is a more aggressive version than basic Arc Soul. Think of it as Super Arc Soul is that friend who just chugged a Red Bull and they are wired. Now, by adding this to the mix, this is where we're gonna need to add some more discipline to our overall build. This is going to allow us to utilize Super Arc Soul more often. I would highly recommend you use 2 bomber mods on your Warlock Bond. Both of these mods are going to reduce your grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Now, something to keep in mind before we get into the exotic weapon, whichever ability you use first will be the one that takes precedence. Essentially, if you use basic Arc Soul first, then you decide to consume your grenade, this now converts Super Arc Soul into a basic Arc Soul. But if you use Super Arc Soul first, and right before your timer ends, you activate your Rift, this will now extend the time of Super Arc Soul. Now, something that players tend to overlook is your Rift can extend Super Arc Soul's timer. You can refresh the timer of Super Arc Soul as many times as you want by entering a Rift while it's still active. And if you decide to stay in your Rift, the timer stays at 20 until you exit or the Rift is gone. But all right, we got about 50% of the build done. Let's make it even stronger, more deadlier. Let's get into the exotic weapon of choice. To make this build even more lethal, we're going to add 1 more Arc Soul to the build. But this isn't a basic Arc Soul or a Super Arc Soul. This new Arc Soul is what I like to call a Time Wizard Arc Soul. We're gonna finish the build with the exotic pulse rifle, the No Time to Explain. The No Time to Explain is a kinetic high impact pulse rifle with the exotic perk Rewind Again. Precision shots and shots against combatants slowed or frozen by stasis will return to the magazine. Also, it comes with the perk Time Slip. At 10 stacks of Rewind Again, a small portal will open, shooting bullets from an alternate timeline version of this weapon. Precision hits extend the portal's duration. I know, that was a lot to comprehend, but essentially, you are granted a Time Wizard Arc Soul when you land critical shots. This Space Arc Soul fires 3 bursts for 11 damage. As you can tell, if you combine all of this damage, 55 from Super Arc Soul and 33 from Time Wizard Arc Soul, you can easily melt your enemy with a simple burst of your pulse rifle, or just let Arc Soul do all the work and finish the job off. Don't believe me? Look how deadly it is. Now, how do we package all this up? Well, Arc Soul is not only a great perk to assist you in dealing damage to any enemy, but it will also alert you if any enemies are trying to flank you. You don't have to be looking at your enemy for Arc Soul to fire at them. So if you don't have any teammates watching your back, that's fine, because Arc Soul will do it for you. Now you might be asking, is this build great for trials or any competitive mode in PvP? Of course, using this build this past weekend was amazing. Not only was I giving my teammates basic Arc Soul, but I was melting my enemies almost instantly. Now before you take this build into PvP, let me give you 2 more final tips. Just because you don't have a fully charged grenade and you can't activate Super Arc Soul, don't hesitate on using your basic Arc Soul in the meantime. If you are someone using max recovery, your Rift should come back fairly quickly. Also, by using your Rift, you'll see a large chunk of grenade energy being returned. This is due to the 2 bomber mods that you have on your Warlock Bond. Also, one last thing, since I was using a high impact pulse rifle, the No Time to Explain, I decided to pair this with an empowering Rift, which amplified my damage, giving me a more consistent 2 burst kill. Overall, this is an extremely deadly build, and if you need some assistance to go flawless or to get the 5,500 points this season, then I recommend you give it a try. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like on the video, which lets me know to make more content like this. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more Destiny 2 videos, and don't forget to turn on all notifications. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.